Hey guys, today I'll be yapping about the craziest Roblox challenge ever. Valk's time trials minimum jumps. And just because you don't know what that game is, doesn't mean you should click off because it's a really interesting challenge. No, all strats I've made myself. There's probably at least a couple things I missed. So if you have an idea about a strat, go into the game yourself and try it, or you could comment about it for me to try it. The game has a task version, so difficulty isn't a major concern. It's like there's a huge barrier to entry on this. I'll also talk about ideas I had that I just couldn't get to work, in hopes that one of you may find a way to make it work, or just to make it work without any variation, because I'm just kind of bad, not gonna lie. Okay, let's actually talk about the challenge. So the first level starts with this. This is when I had to employ a strat called bounce. This works because of the game pushing you up when you're in a platform like this. Turns out if you exit the platform, you will still have that vertical speed. And yes, this is the primary strat for overcoming obstacles in this challenge. This works up until here. Bounce is not capable of giving the same height as a jump. Maximum VS, short for vertical speed, I could get from a bounce was like 44, meanwhile a jump is like 53. This requires the extra vertical speed. I've tried jumps of this height for at least an hour combined because jumps of this height come up later, but with current knowledge it's impossible. That's jump number 1. This looks like another jump, but it's actually savable. By bouncing up here, you can bounce up here. This next one is a jump though. The next few gaps are possible, making it a 2-jump level. However, there is an idea to save those, but it spoils another level solution, so I won't say it yet. So there's no real order for the other levels, so I'll just go in order from up to down and from left to right, similarly to reading in the English language, like how I'm reading in the script. Therefore, the next stage is the monthly challenge that isn't actually updated every month because the game is discontinued. One of the bounces requires a ledge grab, but other than that, this one's pretty easy. 0 jumps. Next, we have the practice area, which technically has these ladders which act like levels, but they're literally ladders, bro. It's not a challenge. Next, we have top donator obby. Boy, is this one a doozy. The first few gaps are simple bounces, but then we have this. We can't get directly up to the top of this platform, and our head collision collides with the platform's bottom, stopping us from getting to the truss. So I guess we'll have to remove our head collision. Step 1, get flung. Normally this is done with slashy left, but we can use this ladder in glitch obby 1, which is possible to reach jumpless, and do this ladder clip glitch in a weird way to make the game fling us on the ground. Then, since our head is stuck in the ground due to the precise way it fell, the game removes my head collision so that it can take me out of the state. Then it forgets to put it back, so we just don't have head collision anymore. I swear, Roblox devs are the most intelligent breed of human. Then we reach the truss, and by getting off and re-getting on it, we can move over to the side and climb up. Then we just need a few bounces and it's possible. 20k visits takes 3 jumps. There's no real interesting ideas, just 3 obstacles that take jumps, although we can bounce wrap around here, which was admittedly pretty cool. Next we have 1k visits obby, which pushes bounce strats to their limits, and yet somehow I still did it before I found out about ledge grab setup, which is when you use ledge grabbing to set up a bounce. That's good because your momentum will be completely neutral when you start the bounce if you're using that. Meanwhile, it'll be against where you're actually trying to go if you do it without it. Jump count is still at just 5. But then we have difficulty chart obby. This one takes a lot of jumps and has extremely difficult strats too. In easy and medium, there's some tough bounces, but 3 are too high and take jumps. In hard, we're introduced to wall bouncing. This is a combination of wall hop, which is using an instant angle change, changing your angle significantly in one frame, to briefly clip into a wall, then jumping during that. You can bounce during that in a similar way. This is used to beat the wall hop section here. The geometry over here is pretty complicated, but various bounces and good routing make this possible. We need one more jump in the black one to get up here, then can use pre-discussed strats for most of these, except here, where I lodge my character in between these platforms, allowing me to reach the red. So now we're at 9 jumps. Now for mini obbies, most of which being easy, like this truss one, which was the first one I solved jumpless. This ball was somewhat hard to get a good bounce off of because it was sloped, but I managed. In fact, some are so easy it's not even worth talking about. Not this one, though, as I can't get a bounce to go up there, so that's 2 jumps, because there's 2 spots where I have to do that. This moving platform level was simple, but hard to task due to how task works in relation to the platforms. This stage seems impossible, but there's one trick that saves it. Treadmill speed manipulation. I don't know how this one works, but when you back up into the back of a treadmill, you go way faster, and that's how I beat this level. Also, since level 1 is right behind this one, with a better launch, you might be able to beat that one, but I couldn't get it to work. Also, I saw some glitch that may be able to get infinite height with these teleporting platforms, which, if possible, would solve the entire challenge. But I couldn't get that to work. This one's kinda hard because of the slope truss, and also it requires a jump. It's too high, and this wraparound is also hard, so overall not good, and up to 12 jumps. This level has some wraparounds, and this jump. Here, I shook my shift lock character to get up this slope, and yeah, it's easy other than that. This stage has this jump, so 14 now, but also this bounce which, despite difficulty, was possible. Also, literally all the twisty trusses are easy and not even worth talking about it. Next, towers. Here it's important to state the goal of beating a level is going from the green starting area to the red, without taking into account any jumps prior. Why is this important? Because you need 1 jump for all the towers to start the level, but that's before the actual stage starts, so I'm not counting it. If you disagree, add 4 more jumps to your personal opinionated count. Also, I feel like these jumps are more of a technicality, since they aren't part of an actual obstacle or level, but rather more of an aesthetic choice for the tower stages to make them more towery. There's some tight bounces and easy, but nothing impossible. The thing with medium is there's just 2 gaps too high for bounces. Like, yeah, we jump precisely up 2 here, so it's only 2 and not 3. But other than that, it's pretty simple. Hard has some interesting stuff, though. Namely, here, since this sticks out, we can wall bounce past this gap jumpless. After that, 2 jumps and an extremely precise bounce is required to beat this level. In Glitch, you need 4 jumps because that's fun. Nothing interesting there either. Alright, big loss. Let's see how long obbies treat us. I'll preface this by saying that we have nearly run out of easy possible levels. Almost all levels from this point are either impossible or require a stupidly insane strat to be possible. Then again, stupidly insane strats make the best content. The first is simple. Number 2 is way worse though, because we need to jump here and need insane bounces after. Like, I already jumped twice, at least make the remainder of the level easy. In Obby 3, an old friend of ours returns, treadmill speed manipulation. Here we use it very precisely after doing 1 horizontal momentumless launch for a better angle to get up here. Then we gotta do this somewhat hard but possible wraparound, and it's possible. After such a level as that, I gained hope. Hope that the days of the glitch tower alone taking 4 jumps will be over. And that hope was completely destroyed when level 4 came, where all the gaps took jumps, making it 5. This took some wall bouncing as well, as if 5 jumps wasn't bad enough. But hey, at least I can try to use this treadmill to cheese it. Oh, what's that? It's not even able to get past the level it's in the testing? Well, if you think you can somehow buff that trick up, I implore you to try it. But for now, we're moving on to number 5, where we get served the same obstacle as stage 1, and 2 more jumps are required. Why is my luck like this? In number 6, we get that same obstacle again, but that's the only jump. Even though this kind of looks impossible, it's not. You can bounce. So now, the atrocity that was the long obbies, except for the first one that was easy, is over. Now for user made. Gabe Wick is actually possible, requiring wall bounce. Well, it seems like user mades are easy then. Oh wait! Oh no! Oh please, no. So this level takes 9 jumps. Literally, the explanation of the jumpful playthrough of this one is more interesting and crazy than some of the levels in this challenge, but you can get past like 2 obstacles out of 11 jumpless. I'm not even going over the whole thing, but here's the full task. Luckily, Arash XD is actually simple once you bounce onto this slope and shift shake to the top. Liam Poe 11 is also nice. Trust bouncing is hard but possible. But then, flashy error. Yeah, 3 of these need jumps. I'm not even gonna over explain it. It's a simple problem with a simple lack of solution with no interesting ideas to bypass it. After all that, we have defeated user maids. Finally, it's on to something else. On to leveled obbies. I love leveled obbies. The first 3 are simple but possible, but Neil has a really cool strat. By bouncing here, you can grab this truss to make the gap. This makes all the leveled obbies possible. Now for Rainbow Rush. I mean, just look at this. This is not something to be done jumpless, and I'm surprised the count is as low as 3 on this one. Next is Blue Obby. We need a perfect launch from here in order to make this platform so we don't bonk or undershoot it. However, paired with wall bounce, it's possible. And I'm just gonna stop mentioning wall bounce. We get how that works by now. It's not interesting anymore. Green Obby needs you to jump on this platform and you can go from there up to the top. So that's 2 jumps in total. Orange Obby was made by the same guy as the one that took 9 jumps, and it kind of shows since it takes 4 jumps. One being here, the next being a wall hop, which probably could be avoided by going to this truss, but I couldn't make it work. Then we need to climb up here, and we take advantage of how, since this is the end of the stage, we just need to touch the red to save this jump. Next is Glitch Obbies. In Glitch Obby 1, Dance Clip and Rap were easy jumpless, and same for this latter. Also, we have Glitch Obby 2, which takes 2 jumps, and these are barely possible with jumps, so no saving those. And then we do Flat Clip, which is pretty easy, and that's the end of the video, but not the end of the challenge. I'm sure some of you have come up with something in your head like, oh, well, maybe if you went this route at that part of the video, you know, why didn't you do that? Well, I don't know everything. This is far from definitive, so I'd say if you had a thought like that while watching this video, go in the game linked in the description and try to see if you can get that to work, or comment about it below and I'll see if I can get it to work, because I do want the challenge to go further than it is now. So currently the challenge is at 56 jumps, and I say, can we as a Kirby Superstar Master community get this game down to less than 50 jumps? Alright, that's my personal goal. And if we can, then I'll be really happy. You thought I was going to do something crazy? If it did, no, I'll just be really happy. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, subscribe. If you didn't enjoy the video, dislike it. Yeah,